Rumor week of June 28th. Commodities starting to explode again because of the Brazil real breaking out. Droughts in certain parts of the world, hot weather, LNG exports for natural gas, you name it. The heartbeat of many commodities has been healthy, and my heartbeat's been pretty strong. Look at this shirt here, playing in national and regional tennis tournaments for the last 30 to 40 years. Today, let's talk about two markets that have broken out that we've been predicting for the last few weeks. The first one is wheat. Now, there's several different wheat contracts. There's the CBO wheat contract, now traded at the Merck and through Globex, that's been around since the 1800s, one of the oldest wheat contracts in the world, the oldest actually commodity contracts in the world, used by farmers for over 150 years to hedge crops. There's also Kansas City wheat, CBOT wheat there that you see, that's traded based on weather conditions and crop prospects from Nebraska, Kansas, down to Texas and Oklahoma. And of course, spring wheat, that's mostly grown in Russia and the Northern Plains in Canada. That exchange is traded up in Minneapolis, the MGE wheat contract. We've been on top of that market. There's been an explosion in the spring wheat market. Check this out, how spring wheat has soared against corn over the last few weeks. The corn crop being made here in the United States. We predicted the drought to ease about 2 weeks ago. Corn prices have collapsed, but we could still have some hot, dry weather later in July and August that may put a bottom in the corn market. But right now, it's really the Minneapolis wheat contract that has been soaring. Where is wheat grown around the world? Well, there are the areas from India to China to Europe to the United States. Where the arrows are is the higher quality spring wheat. That and wheat grown in Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas and Colorado, Nebraska, that's called winter wheat. This is called spring wheat. That's the higher quality wheat used in bread. The wheat grown in Illinois, Indiana, and the Midwest there you see, in the upper left there in the Midwest, and also in Europe, that's lower quality wheat that's used to feed livestock, to feed people like me. No, I'm just kidding. The bread, the higher quality wheat, has a drought right now, not only in the United States, but also in Russia. Look at this. The Volga region, rainfall about 20% of normal the last 2 months, critical. They get rains there, and they're not getting it. And as a result, the wheat market's actually gone crazy here over the last few days once again. So we're watching that for clients very, very closely. Any changes, of course, I'm going to alert my Weather Wealth clients to get out of certain positions in futures and options and go short. But right now, I certainly wouldn't recommend that, as we have a full-fledged drought here, just knocking on the doorstep of the Corn Belt. Will that actually come into the Corn Belt in late July and August? I have some new information. And again, at Weather Wealth, you get a free 2-week free trial period if you have not had one already. And join anywhere from novice to very sophisticated traders and farmers all over the world that want my 38 years of experience, not only doing weather forecasting for multiple companies, but also really understanding the psychology and trading of these markets and how to hedge and how to make profits with futures and options. Another thing, well, before I talk about that, look at this. This is the Minneapolis wheat chart. Check this out, the long-term chart going back, 10 to 15 years. We're about to break through resistance. So if this drought continues, and I'm pretty good at knowing the timing of this, we could have a lot more explosive potential and break through that longer-term trend line. Again, what we're watching is this dome, this ridge, this H in the lower left of your screen, bringing record heat to much of the Pacific Northwest. Look at this, over 105 to 107 degrees, record heat up into Canada. That's affecting the spring wheat crop. And it's also affecting natural gas, which is surprising to get Western heat to affect the natural gas market, because you don't have as much consumer demand as you do in the Northeast with multi-millions of people. But here are the reasons that we've been friendly natural gas. LNG exports soaring. Europe is running out of some natural gas right now. They have to come to the United States. The historic drought out west that we just talked about. Hydropower is a main source of electricity. There's no water, so they have to switch to natural gas. A lot of these utility companies out there. My forecast for a hot summer, I think we'll begin to see the Midwest and parts of the East turn hotter in July. And if La Nina returns, what does that mean? Well, a weak La Nina can mean a cold December and January. Strong La Ninas tend to be more volatile. So the bottom line is we have at least 3 out of 4 of these factors bullish natural gas. And indeed, we've seen that market begin to break upward here in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Will it break that 7-year trend line? Very possible if at least 2 or 3 of these fundamental factors continue throughout the summer. And what about the hurricane season? I have to watch that for clients too. So once again, we hope that you join us. Weather Wealth has helped dozens, hundreds of people around the world decide when to hedge their crops, how to make money trading anything from coffee to sugar, cocoa, which we've been bearish on, cocoa, grains, other things. At a fraction of the cost from my website, we have a monthly newsletter called Climate Intelligence that will give you kind of an introduction to how to use weather to trade commodities. Anyway, I hope you have a very nice week. Very exciting times in many markets. And weather and the Brazil real breaking out are the main factors right now in many commodities. Thank you.